episode 4136, Why Presence Changes Everything.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. Welcome to a brand new week. You know, sometimes you need to feel like you're supposed to be here. Like the week is supposed to have you in it. You don't know what it looks like, but it's a brand new week. Why presence changes everything. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already had the opportunity, you want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter. They keep it simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, Inspiring Connection and Community. You know, we are masters at paying attention to the wrong things. We really are. The comment someone made 3 weeks ago, regardless of where that is, it could have been passing by a stranger at the grocery store. It could have been someone shouting at you while you're in traffic. You know, because you've been there. The comparison trap on social media. The what if that hasn't happened and might never happen, but we hang out there. We hand over our focus to the noise, and while we're distracted, the path meant for us, the one actually carved out specifically for our feet, for our heart, it starts to fade into the background. But it doesn't have to disappear all at once. Maybe now would be a good time to consider why presence changes everything. Because the loss of focus is more like a slow dimming, right? We've been there. We've lived that life. Maybe you're living it now. You're just kind of floating, going through the motions. One day you look up and you can't quite remember the last time you felt like you're headed somewhere. It's like, where am I headed? Where am I? And it's not because you're so busy. Yes, that plays a part in it, but it's not the whole story, right? Because then here's the thing. Discouragement moves in. It starts to take rent. And discouragement is very, very patient. It will wait as long as it needs to until you settle. Not because settling is what you want, but because you're standing in a sticky situation with no clear next step, and staying still feels safer than moving blindly. So here's something that we don't consider that I believe we need to. My friend, you were never meant to walk this path blindly. So what if you could see the path again? What if you could uncover a little bit of where the weeds have grown over? Have you ever watched SB mowing out? I say that because it's kind of fun listening and watching his reels. And I listen to him because there are times I have it playing and I just kind of move on to do something. I come back. And it is satisfying. If you haven't, you know, he's on Instagram. He's a man who does landscaping and yard work, but he also goes to people who their yards have taken over their home. And you can't see the sidewalk sometimes. Sometimes you don't even know if there's a house behind it. It's been so crazy. And it is satisfying to see everything being revealed. What if you could see the path again? What if the sidewalk actually could show up where you're like, oh, I know where my foot's going to land. I may not like it, but at least I know I need to take this step because in order to get to where I'm going, I have to take this step so I can take the next one. What if you had that foresight to actually walk the journey meant for you? Not someone else's version of it, not trying to live somebody else's life, not the one you assumed you should want, but yours and yours alone. What if you could check in with yourself the way you check a map? You know, your GPS system, pause, look around, confirm that, yeah, I'm still headed in the right direction. And then from that check-in, make those small shifts before you've drifted too far off course. That's not make-believe. It's not a fantasy. It's presence. Presence is the difference between wandering and walking with intention. It's the quiet skill of noticing where you actually are instead of where you assume you are or wish you were. And it's available to you right now. You don't have to wait for it. Right? It doesn't have to be something that's far-fetched and far away. It can happen right now to create your now in this moment, regardless of how far off the path you feel. One step at a time leads to miles of greatness. It's not just something that's kind of cool that came up from an episode that I had written over a decade ago. But it's something that is sticky. It's a sticky phrase, one step at a time. We've heard that said a lot. But that one step at a time does what? It leads you to your miles of greatness. It doesn't say that you're going to hit all those miles of greatness now. It doesn't say that. One step at a time leads to miles of greatness. It's strategy. In fact, it connects the head to the heart and the heart to the head. Greatness isn't reached in leaps. It's reached one honest, present step after another. But you only can take an honest step if you know where your feet actually are. You got to know where you are. Proverbs 4 verse 18 says, "The path of the righteous is like the morning sun, shining ever brighter to the full light of day." Notice what this verse doesn't focus on. It doesn't say the path is fully lit from the start. It says that light grows brighter and brighter as you walk. You're not required to see the whole road today. You're only required to be present enough to see the next few feet in front of you and take them. So let me ask you this. Where are you headed today? Where do your actions, not your intentions, your actual actions, where are they directing you? Or are they? Because if you're honest, are they leading you toward the life you say you want? Or are they leading you toward comfort, distraction, or avoidance, dressed up as busyness? You see, we hang out with what we know because the unknown creates fears, and we don't like to live a life of fear. So what do you need to do today? Maybe you need to look at why presence changes everything. Presence is the answer to your journey, not perfection, not certainty, presence. The willingness to show up in your own life and actually look around. That is your kiss to keep it simple strategy. Stay present on your own path. Where are you showing up in your own life? Or are you just kind of like, yeah, I'm all right with this. I know what to expect. I know the games that are being played around me. It's all right. I really don't want to change, so I'm just going to continue to complain. I'm going to continue to make excuses because you know what? I know where that leads me. Okay, you can take that route. But something tells me you want more out of life. Not because of what you want, but because of what God has put within you. Stay present on your own path. Where are you showing up? And maybe you need to ask yourself the question, where have I gone quietly missing? What am I missing that I need to see? What needs to be revealed to me, like SB mowing out? Okay, his real thing is just SB mowing. But when he ends his thing, it's SB mowing out. And I love that he says that because it's like over and out, right? I'm done. This is it. It's finished. But it's just that particular area. If you were to look over your whole life, there's a lot of things that have happened in your life up until now. And I know you can't see into the future because neither can I, but God's already written it for you. He's already gone before you. And there's more to travel. So what does it look like in real life to have your path remain visible so you don't catch the drift? You're not forced into a detour. Now, sometimes detours are a good thing, but sometimes they're not. And sometimes we can stay hunkered in the detour. Why? Because it's all too familiar. We know it. We may not like it. We'll complain about it, but we don't want to make the changes necessary. But let me tell you, stay present on your own path. What does it look like in real life? Number 1, do a daily location check. So before your day gets away from you, ask yourself, where am I right now? Where am I emotionally? Where am I mentally, spiritually? I mean, are you exhausted? And does that really match where you want to be headed? Are you in the right sound mind? Or you're kind of scattered all over the place? Maybe you're being challenged in the wrong way. This isn't about judgment. It's about awareness, presence. You can't correct a course you refuse to look at. Right? You won't know that you're lost unless if you know where you're going and where you are right now. Remember back in the day where you would go to a mall and they would have these big maps, and they weren't electronic at this point, so bear with me here. You got to use your imagination if you have no idea what I'm talking about. But they were locked behind this plexiglass type thing, and they were huge. And it would show every place within that mall. But at that moment where you were, what were you looking for? The little dot that said, you are here. Do a daily location check. Where are you? Be aware of your surroundings. I mean, yeah, maybe you want to be shopping at a mall, but, don't use that and take that literally. Look at it figuratively. What's around you? You can't correct a course you refuse to look at. You may be lost down the wrong hallway. You need to go back the other way and take a right turn instead of the left turn. Number 2, let your calendar tell the truth. Look at how you actually spent yesterday. There's a saying that if you were to look at your bank account over the month of what you spent, it'll tell you what you value. I mean, just look at what you spend your money on. Same idea here. Look at your calendar. Where are you spending your time? And if you're like, oh, Christiane, I'm not looking at my calendar because it's all on my mind. I get that too. Then look at your calendar in your mind. What have you been spending time on? And not how you meant to spend it, but how you actually did spend it. Maybe you wrote down, I'm going to work on writing my book, but instead you went out and you went shopping at the mall. Interesting detour, huh? Your calendar and your habits are the most honest journal you own. And then the actions that follow, right? If you don't match your stated direction, that's not failure, that's information, so use it. Don't sit here and act like, oh, well, I've got it all put together. And I've got this, and this. It looks great. It may look great on the calendar, but are you actually checking it off? Or do you put everything down and you're like, oh, okay, this is it. I've got community volunteer here. I'm going to do Bible study here. I'm going to pick up the kids here. I'm going to make sure I get the groceries here. I'll cook dinner here. And at some point, I'll spend time with my husband here. Oh, it sounds great. Oh, man, you're just so involved. You're people driven. You know that you're to serve. You've got it all down. Everyone that you love, you're serving them. But if you were to turn the page, what did you actually do? Well, I just didn't feel like it. So I didn't do my devotion today because I instead slept in, hit the snooze button. And then I was supposed to go to Bible study. Yeah, well, that didn't work because 2 days since I've taken a shower. So I just didn't, I slept in, hit the snooze button. So now I was like 30 minutes off and I was like, I can't throw myself together. I look horrible already. And grocery shopping, you convinced yourself that you've got stuff to fix for dinner. So you didn't go do that. So that's going to be delayed for another day, which just puts everything else back. And then time with your spouse, it's like, well, I slept in, I did this. I was tired of doing this. And well, now I need to do these other things. So yeah, I just didn't get to sit down with him at all. And now you put your head on the pillow and you're like, what did I do today? Let your calendar tell the truth. What are you actually doing in real time? And then finally, number 3, create a checkpoint, not just a goal. Goals live far in the future. Like maybe you're one who says, I want to lose 30 pounds. Well, okay, tomorrow when you wake up, you're not going to drop 30 pounds, right? I didn't just bust a bubble there for you, right? No, that's no surprise. We would all like it to happen, but it's not real life. So it's a goal, right? It lives far in the future. But checkpoints live this week. They live in the now. Think of it as like 24 to 72 hours. Yes, you can look at the whole week if you want to for 7 days, but maybe for you, you need to start a little bit smaller. So set a small specific marker, something you can look back on in those few days and ask yourself, did I move toward my path or away from it? Am I on the right track? Do I have that little part of the sidewalk now cleared? SB moving out, right? Did I take the weeds off? Did I take the leaf blower where I now removed all the dirt and oh my goodness, I can see where I'm standing? A checkpoint keeps you present because it's close enough to actually see. Imagine standing on one square sidewalk, but you still can't see the house. That's okay. You'll get there. One step at a time leads to miles of greatness. That one step requires your presence. It doesn't happen by accident. It's an intentional movement. So create that checkpoint. Don't just set the goals. Sounds great. Oh, I got these to-do lists. That's wonderful. Break it down even more. Check in with yourself. Because when you think about it, none of these require a total life overhaul. They require attention. And attention, awareness, sustained over time is what presence actually looks like. You don't need to see the whole path today. You need to be present enough to see the next step and brave enough to take it. So I want to challenge you today. Where in your life have you been present in appearance only? Just going through the motions. As my husband likes to say, loading the trucks. We just let our habits take over. We don't think about anything. We kind of have this mundane life. And at times, it's okay to have that. Don't make it your everyday, though, because you're missing out on what God has in store for you. So where in your life have you been present? And where are you like drifting somewhere else? Where do you need to bring attention to? What would it look like to show up fully starting today? Remember, create your now. You don't have to wait for this. This is not, it's my diet. I'm going to start next Monday. I don't want to start now. So whenever you're listening to this, it's not about waiting to the next whatever day it is that's convenient to you. Oh, I'll wait till Friday because my Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is jam-packed. Is it? Is it really? What would it look like to show up fully present, paying attention to everything? Challenge yourself. When you walk outside, what do you hear? What do you see? When you wake up in the morning, how do you feel? Like when your eyes open up, what noise is around you? What's going on? Did you first initially take a deep breath like, oh, it's morning time? Or did you open up your eyes because your alarm went off on your phone and you're trying now to turn over, fumble for it to hit the snooze, or maybe it's slide the snooze. Now I don't know. It changes all the time. Only to flip back over and grumble more. I want you to be honest with yourself. You cannot do what God has created you to do if you're hiding behind everything that you don't want to do. And most of the time, what we don't want to do is what we're supposed to be doing. And that's a hard reality check. Now, I get it. Maybe you're caught in a season where there's a little bit of everything going on. That's okay. But treat it as a season. Don't stay there long. Know where the light at the end of the tunnel is for that season. And you're maybe saying, Christiane, I don't. I'm in the middle of a medical crisis. Okay. Then take it one day at a time. Allow yourself to be ever so present as you move through your day. Don't overwhelm yourself what it's going to look like, but I will say this, have hope for where you're headed. Seriously, there is a difference there. And a lot of times we get ourselves hung up because of the unknown. When really, all we need to do is take that next step. One step at a time leads to miles of greatness. It's written for you. Go walk your path. Enjoy the journey along the way. Go in peace. Be present. Be incredible. Be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed day. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.